So, we often hear you need loads of cash, a big war chest, right, to start a business. But the source material we've got for this deep dive, it really pushes back on that idea. We're going to explore how you can actually launch something today, even if, money's tight. Our goal here is to pull out those really actionable steps to get started without needing huge investment.
Exactly. And the core thing, the really fascinating bit from the source, is this idea that your real capital isn't necessarily money, it's your mindset. So in this deep dive, we'll unpack that, how shifting your thinking, plus some, surprisingly practical strategies can really work for you.
Okay, let's kick off then. The source says the first place to look is your skills, stuff you already know how to do. Seems obvious maybe, but people often overlook it, don't they?
Right.
It's more than just listing things on a CV though, right?
Precisely. It's not just I can write. The source talks about identifying your uncommon skill stacks. Think about where two skills you have, maybe ones that seem unrelated, combine to create something really valuable, unique. That makes you stand out without needing any upfront cash. It mentions like minimum viable service design.
Minimum viable service.
Yeah, basically, how do you get paid like immediately for just a small part of what you can do? Maybe it's super sharp video editing for, one specific type of business, or really punchy copywriting for a certain industry. You start there.
Right, starting focused.
Yeah.
Okay, and then once you've kind of zeroed in on a skill, the source talks about another gold mine, really. All the free resources out there, calls them zero cost, unlimited value. How does that work?
Well, it's not just about using the free tool. It's about how you use them strategically. So it's not just, I used Canva. It's using Canva to build a proper professional-looking brand identity for next to nothing. Same with ChatGPT. Use it for brainstorming fast, refining your pitch, getting first drafts of content.
Speeding things up.
Exactly. And platforms like YouTube or LinkedIn, they're not just tools, they're distribution channels. Right now, you can start building, start publishing, start connecting with people without spending a single penny on, fancy software or infrastructure.
Interesting. Okay, this next one feels a bit counterintuitive, but the source really pushes it. Building an audience before you even have a product to sell. That feels like a long game, doesn't it?
Right.
Especially if you need to make money sooner rather than later. How does the source frame that?
Yeah, it can feel that way, but it talks about pre-validation.
Right.
By just sharing useful stuff online, maybe a blog, short videos, even a simple newsletter, you start building trust. You build a relationship. The key isn't just getting followers, it's creating a conversation.
The feedback loop.
Exactly. Your audience basically tells you what they're struggling with. They tell you what they might actually pay for, so you know there's demand before you sink time and effort, or what little money you might have into building the wrong thing. It cuts out the guesswork.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, actually. And speaking of connections, collaboration comes up too. Partnerships as a way to bridge the gap when you lack cash.
Yes, this is crucial. It's about finding strategic alignment. Look for people who maybe have resources, could be money, could be an existing audience, could even just be more time, but they lack your specific idea or your ability to, get things done.
The execution part.
Right. You bring the energy, the skill, the execution, they bring what you're missing. It creates this win-win situation. You're essentially borrowing resources through clever partnerships, not loans.
Got it. Okay, so that brings us to the last big piece of advice, which feels really central. Starting small.
Yeah.
And the mindset behind that, that whole perfect is the enemy of good thing.
Absolutely. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. The source hammers this home. Rapid iteration. Proof of concept, get something out there, sell that first small service, make your first $10. Then what?
Reinvest it.
Reinvest it immediately. It's all about building momentum and learning constantly. It really reinforces that you don't need a fortune to start. You just need the guts to take that first small, probably imperfect step. Learn from it, adapt. The source sums it up perfectly. Start now, learn fast, grow smart.
So, wrapping this up for you listening, what this really means is that those financial hurdles, often they're more in our heads than actual brick walls. We've just walked through some really practical ways, straight from the source to get around them and start building something meaningful today.
Yeah. And it leaves us with a really provocative thought, doesn't it? If your mindset truly is your most valuable capital, what's the one small, concrete action you're going to take this week to start building your venture, no matter what your bank balance looks like right now?